Thank you for hanging in there. So my name is Dror Kessler. You must be thinking, what's a nice guy from Rishon LeZion doing here? But I got exposed to this concept of folk music and folk clubs. I know this is not the Jerusalem Folk Club, I'm informed. But I got exposed to this concept maybe 35 years ago. I walked into a room and a guy was playing a Towns Van Zandt song, which is not classic folk. As you might know, he's American. But I got hooked. And since then I went through the process of setting up a folk club in Sderot. And so I've been organizing a folk club as well, so I know what kind of hard work it takes. So thank you, Philippa, for organizing, for getting all the people in. And I feel you've been properly entertained up till now. So I have no qualms about singing my own songs at this point. And some covers. So this is in the vein of Mr. Towns Van Zandt. Daddy worked the highway up and down the coast. One night it just happened. Sometime a man gets lost. They found his car all crumpled up in a ditch around the bend. There was no sign of a body, no letter left to a friend. And someone said they saw him working in a bar, someplace out of state, someplace real far. Breathing heavy under a new name. I guess it got too hard carrying the blame. We pitched a tent, said our goodbyes. Folks came from out of town. My mother cried for a whole straight hour. Then she got up and said it's time to live it up, to be free, just like he wanna be. That soul in heaven rests. Gotta go to work, gotta be my best. And someone said they saw him working in a bar, someplace out of state, someplace real far. Drinking heavy under a new name. I guess it got too hard carrying the blame. Two teenagers locked up in a jam. Mom's pregnant, dad's to blame. Shotgun wedding in the yard. Baby crying, time got hot. Still the spirit kept the light burning in the heart. Love was just a place to park. Now they're running them the cart. And someone said they saw him working in a bar, someplace out of state, someplace real far. He was drinking heavy under a new name. I guess it got too hard carrying the blame. Now my baby's crying. Man, I don't know why. Grandpa's been dying for a whole damn while. And once I thought I saw him working on his car, someplace out of state, someplace real far. He was ridden heavy under a new name. I guess he got used to carrying the blame. Once in a while I see him working in a bar, someplace out of state, someplace real far. And I'm also drinking heavy under my name. I guess I'm carrying some of the blame. Thank you, thank you. So this was called Carrying the Blame. It's about estrangement. And strangely enough, we are united but estranged in these times. Sometimes we are together and sometimes we're so far apart. So I'm very glad we are here together tonight. I think it's time to make amends. The river is overflowing, my friend. Seems like the worst time to pretend. Nothing wrong with the occasional disguise, but right now it's just you and I. The river is overflowing, my friend. The sky is getting angry, my friend. They're getting tired of them bitter ends. Now is a good time as any to make amends, to be pleasantly canny. Sky's angry, my friend. Old nature's wondering, why are we falling into the trap? Well, it may be calling, you sure ain't going back. Well, some say here in Jerusalem this is the afterlife, so you better crash and burn. Well, I'm getting hungry, the house is colder finally. Now is a good time to make amends. Yeah, now is a good time to make amends. Old nature's wondering, why are we falling into the trap? He may be calling, you sure ain't going back. Yeah, I'm getting hungry. The house is getting cold finally. Now it's a good time to make amends. Old nature's wondering, why are we falling into the trap? Though he may be calling, we ain't looking back. Thank you. Thank you. It's a real privilege to sing you my songs. These two songs were written in the last 2-3 weeks. So they're developing. If we meet again, they might sound different. So we still have people that are not with us. Some call them captives. Some call them in different ways. So the next song I wrote, I think a year ago, when some women were released. It seems so long ago. I tried to imagine a sort of a different scenario with more agency. Well, as the cars roll in, you quickly disappear. Jump into the ditch, scratch away the ditch. They're calling out your name, they're knocking on your pane. Sifting through your mail, the neighbor said you bail. But in the dead of night, he was sleeping tight, knife by his bedside. You took him by surprise. Now you're living on the run. Never seen no one. Oh, are we having fun? Living on the run. Silly girl, they say, you've blown it all away. Should have taken it and stayed. Silly girl, they say. Do they know how it feels to be held against your will? Locked up in a cave, wishing for your grave. But in the dead of night, he was sleeping tight, knife by his bedside. You took him by surprise. Now you're living on the run. Never seen no one. Oh, are we having fun? Living on the run. In an instant one can turn from a foe into a friend who takes you by the hand, vowing never to pretend. Now the dead of night draws near. In the distance cars you hear, and the sky so wide and clear. You want him to be near. Still you're living on the run. Never seen no one. Are we having fun? Living on the run. Thank you. Yeah, sometimes I feel we're all living on the run. Trying to, probably you know this book about a woman running away from a message. We have to lighten it up a little bit, but not too much. Like I said, you've been properly entertained. Okay. Some 17th century music. Gather your rosebuds while you may. Old time is still a-flying for the same flower that smiles today. Tomorrow will be dying. And be not coy and use your time. And while you may go marry, for having lost but once your prime, you may forever tarry. Glorious flower of heaven, the sun, the higher it is getting, the sooner will his race be run, the faster he'd be setting. And be not coy and use your time, and while you may go marry, for having lost but once your prime, you may forever tarry. The time is best, which is the first, when youth and blood are warmer, but having spent the worst, time still succeeds the former. And be not coy and use your time, and while you may go marry, for having lost but once your prime, you may forever tarry. Thank you. So this is by Robert Herrick. I don't know if you were taught this in school, wherever you went to school. I was not. But I took English in Penn University for some strange reason, and they gave us this song to analyze, and I looked up on YouTube and there was no proper melody, so I made up the melody. So this is my melody and Robert Herrick's words, I suppose. But there are modern poets which we can follow. One of them is from East Kentucky. His name is Tyler Childers, and he's from a mining area. And sometimes he's a redhead, by the way, for all you Scots here. Daddy worked like a mule, mining Pike County coal, till he fucked up his back, couldn't work there no more. He said one of these days, you'll get out of them hills. So keep your nose to the grindstone and out of the pills. See, the ways of this world can bring you to tears. Keep the load in your heart, you'll have nothing to fear. Live the best that you can, don't lie and don't steal. And keep your nose to the grindstone and out of them pills. Well, Daddy, I've been trying, I just can't get a break. There's too much in this world I can't seem to shake. But I remember your words, though they bring me a chill. Keep your nose to the grindstone and out of them pills. Keep in mind that a man just good as his word. Takes twice as long to build all them bridges you burn, and there's hate you can cause time alone cannot heal. So keep your nose to the grindstone and out of them pills. Oh, Daddy, I've been trying, I just can't get a break. There's too much in this world, I can't seem to shake. And I remember your words, they bring me the chill. Keep your nose to the grindstone and out of them pills. Keep your nose to the grindstone and out of them pills. Well, I used to wake and run with the moon. I lived like a rake and a young man. I covered my lovers with flowers and wounds. My laughter, the devil, it frightened. The sun, she will come and bring me back down. But every cruel day had its nightfall. I welcome the stars with wine and guitars, full of fire and forgetful. Well, my body was sharp, my dark hair clean, and outrage my joyful companion. Pretty women were kneeling for me to command them. The drum was like water, and I was the sea. Never thought it'd be gone, except for the turning of night into day and the turning of day into cursing. Well, you look at me now, don't think I don't know what all of your eyes they are saying. Does he want us to believe all his ravings and lies aren't just tricks that his mind has been playing? A lover of women, he can't hardly stand. He trembles, he's bent and he's broken. I've fallen, it's true, but I say unto you, hold your tongue until I have spoken. Yes, I was taking my pride in the pleasures I've loved. I laughed and I thought I'd be forgiven. But the devil turned round, eyes blazing, and said, my friend, we're holding a wedding. I buried my face, but he spoke once again. The night to the day were binding. But now that our care is like fire to my skin, and even the moonlight is blinding. And now that our care is like fire to my skin, and even the moonlight is blinding. Thank you. So the second one was by Towns Van Zandt, if you haven't picked it up. I'll close with two more, and thank you all for listening. By the banks of the river, where the water runs cold, well, the white birds wobble, their strange sound and soul. By the banks of the river, where the willow hangs low, it was there I first listened to the lies that you told. I lay there each night, all alone, and I weep. There's nothing ain't worse than a night without sleep. Them letters you wrote me were written in shame, but I know that your conscience still echoes my name. Now if the ladies were blackbirds, if the ladies were thrushes, I laid her for hours in the cold rainy marshes. If the ladies were squirrels with big bushy tails, I'd fill up my shotgun with rock, salt, and nails. Yes, I'd fill up my shotgun with rock, salt, and nails. Thank you. That's a song by a guy named Utah Phillips. He's a communist from the 50s, and he never sang it because he said it is a love song, and he's all for the workers, and the workers are suffering. So a guy by the name of Steve Young, who's now already not with us anymore, but picked it up and made it. And the reason I sang it in this key, which is incompatible with my voice, is because Steve Young was known for shouting. And it seemed to me improper to sing this song without needing to shout, because otherwise, why bother? So it's because it's such a cry for love. So I'll try to finish up with something more proper to my... Oh, she's so holy, so lonely, from her bosom down to her feet. Come summer's time in the street, she'll let it all rip. So tall to fall, bronze lip melted cheeks, kisses so fierce to see pirates' eyes, sharp as ice picks. Oh, boredom, isn't it a chore? Always wanting more and more. Oh, pour me some whiskey, soothe out my plight. Dreams can't play catch up in my head tonight. She's got an out-of-tune guitar, she'll never be a star. She's harmonizing more like colliding with the engine of my car. Not a single word I get, she must be in a trance. There I put one finger in, I'm sure she'll do the rest. Oh, boredom, isn't it a chore? Always wanting more and more. Oh, pour me some whiskey, soothe out my plight. Dreams can't play catch up in my head tonight. Oh, there's no telling what's in store once you open up the door. Oh, there's no morals left to fight once you put on that light. 'Cause boredom isn't it a chore? Always wanting more and more. Oh, pour me some whiskey, man, soothe out my plight. Dreams can't play catch up in my head tonight. 'Cause she's so holy, so lonely, from her bosom down to her feet. Come summer and harvest time, well, she lets it all reap. Thank you. Good evening.